Hey YouTube, it's KB Baby here, and we have a massive video for you today. I'm going to do my best to collect all the Callmecarson drama data that I can, and by data I mean tweets. Come on, can you at least give me that? And I'm gonna try and sort through all this information for you guys and get down into some specifics. What can we confirm? What can't we confirm? All that stuff. All right. So, without further ado, let's get started. Did prepare for a long one, I'm guessing. So first off, almost immediately as my video was going live, I found a tweet as in reply to one of mine, which showed me an interesting thread by one of Carson's accusers that happened a day before he was accused. It's Noah Hugbox, and he's like, "Why are people making things up about me?" And then somebody comments below him that there's allegations of him going to his Discord server and like, "I'm about to leak this stuff with Carson and he committed a felony, and I'm about to out him like as soon as my contract's done tomorrow." And he's like, "That's what I mean by people making stuff up, LMAO." And lo and behold, the next day he gets in contact with Keemstar, and that's what happens. It's very weird. It doesn't mean much of anything, I should preface. It doesn't necessarily mean that this guy's untrustworthy, right? And I don't think this guy's... I'm a little more confident in these people than I was yesterday, let's just say, okay? Now, I think it's time to address the elephant in the room. Remember how I said in my previous video that I could be proven as wrong as quickly as tomorrow? Well, turns out I was kind of right. It seems as though Carson did sex the minor. I'll show you the first two or three tweets from the accuser up on the screen. There's a massive Twitter thread. I'm not going to go too much into it. It's basically for all you need to know is it happened, and there's messages between them, and Carson knew the age, right? Something that I did not expect, though, is if this story was true, I was expecting this chick to be like 15, 16. She's 17, and Carson was, not only that, Carson was 19 at the time this was happening, which makes it far more complicated than I could have ever anticipated, because, and this might be a hot take, and we'll get into it, but I don't think that that's a big deal, honestly. But again, we will get into that, and I will provide you with my arguments, so you don't, I'm not talking crazy, okay? I'll try, I swear, I'm gonna give you some deets, okay? So, first off, actually continuing on from the accuser, Joko, a friend of Carson's, right, he, confirmed that this ID was true, and that Carson did confirm it in his Discord some way, shape, or form, right? And there's some messages on the screen and stuff right now. I'm gonna try and keep these messages very fast and stuff. The editing software I'm using, I edit my videos on a console, by the way, PS4, and it's kind of shit, but hey, I'm getting the videos out, and you guys seem to like my video yesterday. 2,750 views. Thank you. I didn't want to make a thank you video just yet, because obviously I want to try and ride the algorithm just a little bit more, obviously, because more views means I can entertain more people, which means I'm more happy, right? Obviously. Now, and then Joko then continues it up by saying, "Fuck anybody defending this sort of shit from predatory behavior from Carson or any other online content creator. I don't." Again, we'll get into it when we get into it. All right. Actually, I guess we're gonna get into it right away, because my next tweets that I got kind of sum it up. And we'll go over Nick DiOrio's take on this, and this is where we're going to get into my opinions on it, and I'll start trying to address this as professionally as I can, says the 111 sub YouTuber. If I doubt my videos would get another big boost in popularity, but if it did, hi comment section. So this Nick retweets a person that's like, "If Carson got canceled for sexting a 17-year-old at 19, but Pyro gets immunity because when he did sexual roleplay when he was 20 and the kid was like 16, that's stupid." And Nick then follows that up with saying, "Pointless to give any major sweeping takes because things can change like on a whim. And I'll go through Augie's little thing right here, to give you more of an idea where other people stand. Then I'll do mine. Okay, we're doing this on the fly. Did I mention that? So Pyrocynical is laughing at all you idiots right now. Augie said. Also, I'll throw this on the screen quickly. I was in Augie's video. I was just a small tweet, but that video has over 100,000 views. Nobody is here because of that, but I thought it was very interesting that I actually managed to get into that, so I'm proud of myself. It's been a good 24 hours. For me, not Carson, absolutely, but, Augie then continues, nuclear take, if all Carson did was message a 17-year-old when he was 19, what is he getting canceled for? The power dynamic, he doesn't care. Optimus, notably, says, he asked for nudes at 17, that's considered child porn, and we're going to get into that. And this some other guys, like 17, 19-year-old, it's an 2-year age gap, why should I care? He has a friend, obviously, that's not really pedophilia. He's gonna wait for more news to come out, okay? And that's, okay, with all that said, I think I can get into my opinion. This is gonna be like a 15-20 minute video. I'm sorry if you wanted a quick one, sorry. What you gotta understand, real quick, is that when, I'll just lay it out for you. I'm a high schooler, senior, 18 years old. I'm not a very attractive person, but I have a lot of very attractive friends. They get a lot of poon, let's just say, right? And those people know I know a lot of people that are attractive, and they would be the type of person to send needs. I am willing to bet that more than half the people at my school have been in a situation that's very similar to what Carson is right now, where the above 18 send it to a minor sends it to a person above 18. I am very willing to bet that is, and I'm across the country, I'm willing to bet that this is a more common occurrence than people are giving it out to be. And I'll be fucking honest with you, I don't entirely give a shit. I think this is a prime example of why the age of consent laws and stuff well, maybe not even just that, but like, especially with the advent of like Lolly and all that fucked up degenerate shit that should be banned, right? Like this is like proof that these laws need to be revisited and like looked at like hardcore. Like I don't see why else, and that's specifically, and I'm not just specifically talking about fucking degenerate Lolly porn and stuff like that, right? I'm also talking about with the Carson stuff. Like I know people that have done similar shit, and I don't consider them monsters or people that should be fucking thrown in jail, for God's sake. You know what? It would sustain the economy for years to come. Construction workers would always have a job building prisons, and the government would be collecting taxes in mass to build these prisons, because if you wanted to go on a crusade for all these people that are in similar situations, it is insane, and I don't think you can reliably go after these people, because the laws just, they apply, but they're not, then I don't think they're very sane considering what has happened to our cultures, since the punk rock, like 70s era. Like sex has become more universally like looked at as fine or whatnot, it's, I don't think it's all that bad. I gotta be honest with you, right? Like, if the government was omnipotent and could find all these people that did that, I'd probably have some friends that are going to jail, and and they wouldn't deserve it, because this is stupid, and these rules and laws need to be changed, because it wastes actual, like, by incriminating these other people, it's leading to like a situation where actual predators and stuff aren't getting enough attention. Well, and that's kind of what the de facto solution has become. Like, the police and the DAs, they don't prosecute this stuff, because by proving that this person is a predator, like with these very stupid age gaps in the social medias and stuff, you also have to prove that the person just distributed and produced child pornography, which is another facet to it that, like, it makes the whole situation completely fucked sideways, right? Yeah, it's, I'm also gonna throw up some more screenshots on the screen right now, some of my tweets right now. nuclear. It's saying Augie tweet, and Augie, then they get RFC out of context, like, Augie, he asked for nudes, and I'm like, dude, this happens to me all the time, like, literally what I just said, right? And I'm gonna show you some responses, to the 2 responses I got on the screen. I will show you the one where I think I argue really good in first, and then I'll give you the one where I think I'm not in, as shown as in a good light, where, this guy's like, it's a felony, and it's like, you're missing the point. He was doing it with a minor, he's not a kid. And to which I say, Carson's only a year above the age of consent, and you think that's a big deal? Like, I don't. In fact, and the girl was only a year below. It's like, I'll be honest, I know a person that, when I went into my freshman year, that were in the freshman year with me, they dated a senior, and they continued to date a senior, 1 year while that senior was in college, and they broke up because it was weird for this guy that was like 2 years into college to be dating a person in high school, he felt, right? So, and it was a very awkward conversation whenever it was brought up, right? For most average people, especially in this new generation where social media contributes to this stuff in such a negative way, this isn't amoral, this isn't fucked up in any capacity. This is kind of like business as usual. Except this time around, it's with a much bigger influencer, and I don't really care about the whole power dynamic argument. I've never really cared about that, honestly. You shouldn't completely and utterly abuse your power for obvious reasons, but I also don't really care too much, right? It's not the worst thing you can do. Okay. Actually, also, here's a quick thread of Nick kind of getting in an argument with one of Carson's accused. Actually, whoa, wait, whoa, almost skipped over this. Slimesicle released a statement where, and I found this through Nick, and I'll show that on the screen right now, but Slimesicle released a statement where he said he went to the FBI in March, or as soon as he heard of it, and he heard of it in March, right? Which is, I feel like that's a little overreaction, especially considering what I've previously said and my opinions and thoughts on that. But I also have to ask, right? And he's like, he cuts contact with Carson and Lunchables, Lunchbox or whatever the fuck it is, Lunchables. You get it, right? I hope so, anyway. And this Twitter user points out, and this could be fake, that he still follows Carson, at least when this was posted. And yet, he even replied to him June 25th, 2020, like 3 months after he supposedly went to the FBI and cut off all contact with him. Now, he does also follows this up, respectfully, of course, saying, I'm not trying to discredit Slime, and I agree. And this other guy's like, maybe he was still under contract and kept up appearances, but then again, why would he go to the FBI and completely cut off all contact? That doesn't make too much sense, right? And so I have to ask, this is very suspicious, and I hope you people can see why. Also, again, back to Schlatt, I don't have any screenshots for this, but remember how I was saying it would be weird for him to do that? So I guess he just doesn't have a problem with it, and frankly, I don't have a problem with it, so... I mean, or he didn't know, but then again, all the lunch club apparently knew. I feel like I'm calling it something different every time, regardless. Now, then Nick gets into the argument, what I was saying before, with one of Carson's accusers. I'm actually gonna just really skip over this, actually. I wanted to go into much more depth into that, but I've been 15 minutes into this video already, and I value your time to give you only as much relevant information as possible, right? So, Blowblacks actually teach you guys to take, and I kind of agree. Now, why would I talk about Blowblacks? What does he got to do with this? This guy's got Asperger's, I think. Or maybe he has some form of autism, actually. So he's kind of a bit, like... I have a lot of respect for him because I obviously have Asperger's, and that is tough to deal with, especially in social situations, right? And so I'm going to give you his take on the screen right now. And I kind of I don't know if I completely 100% agree with it. I'm trying to rush through things as quickly as possible, obviously. But I kind of get where he's coming from, right? And he's the point. He ends it off with a good point that I want to comment on. He says, "You think 21-year-old Carson likes 17-year-olds, right?" No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure he continued to talk to the girl, and that girl changed from 17 to 18, and it wasn't like, oh, 18 now, I can't talk to her. No, it's obviously not like that, right? He's not a danger. He's not a threat to anybody. The guy, one of the reasons I don't really buy into the power grab, like, dynamic argument, right, is, oh, excuse me again, is because I have to ask, right, this is one of the most socially awkward people on the internet, like, and kind of unaware, right? And I don't fucking believe that for a second. That's just my personal opinion, right? I could be completely wrong. He could be a sociopath that has been lying for years to build up this image, kind of like Pokimane, actually. That's weird to think about. I hope that's something that we're wrong about, right? And with all that said, I'm done with all this information. That was really quick. Well, let me be clear. Really quick with the information I was giving you, right? And I was laying it on thick with you. I know it's a serious video. Also, thanks for 100 subs. You will get a special soon. But obviously, this drama kind of takes importance because I want to give you guys updates, and the video blew up and all that shit, right? Actually, though, before I go, I want to give you an interview with, if I can, if the video ends like in a minute or 30 seconds, right? That I couldn't get the interview with my friend who's a senior also, who could give you insight as to where I'm from and the whole, like, he's attractive, he talks to women, he has lots of friends, he can vouch for me when I say that people do this all the time, right? And it's fucked up and it's disgusting, but it is what it is, right? So, if the interview should be playing in, like, as soon as I'm done talking in this sentence, and if it's not, well, then you're gonna get a conclusion, which will be awkward, but hey, it happens. Okay, this is my friend, David, Devil Nar, some of you might know him as. He is 17, and he is an underage minor, which is what a 17-year-old is, just in case you needed that explained for you. So, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, David, and you're gonna help the audience understand where I'm coming from with some of my opinions. So, my first question I've got to ask for you, David, is, do you think a 19-year-old man who gets and receives, rather, nudes from a 17-year-old and sends nudes to a 17-year-old girl, do you think that should be charged or result in jail time of any kind?
I wouldn't say in jail time. I guess it would depend on, like, the severity of the situation, but I wouldn't say that's as serious of, like, an offense as, like, say,
pedophilia, like actual...
Like a 30-year-old with, like, a 12-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely still not, and especially if it's consensual, like, if it's unsolicited, then it's definitely, like, it should be, like, charged, you know what I mean? But if it's, like,
right,
both ways, it's not, I don't think that's, like, the biggest sin on earth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Next question, though, is, how many people, if you had to give, like, a very, very rough estimate, maybe not even in numbers, do you know that were 18 or 19 and sent and received nudes from somebody that is 16 or 17? Back and forth, or whatever you have, right?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I would probably, like, I don't have, like, an exact number, but I would say at least, like, 40% of the people that I've met, which is, like, I would say, like, a pretty large amount of people. Like, I would say, like, 40% of them.
So, like, more than 100 people you'd say you've met, right?
Oh, yeah. Wait. I would say, like, 40% of, like, around 600-ish people that I've met, like, in person.
Quick math, that's around, like, 250 people.
Yeah.
And that's just one singular person in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, so that's, telling, right? So,
yeah.
Third and last question, really, is, so do you think this is, like, a local thing, like a state thing, or is it, like, a national thing? Like, is it, like, cultural, like, the result from our culture, rather?
Definitely it's definitely not, like, designated to, like, one set area. It's definitely nationwide. and I don't know if it would be. It's definitely like part of, or definitely built off of like unfiltered, but I don't think it's like directly linked. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's definitely become more like acceptable for like like a year or two age gap. It's like, you know what I mean? At least like a lot of people.
All right. That was a good interview.
Hold on, let me add something on. Especially if it's just like tweets and like texting. You know what I mean? If it's like, I guess if it's like actual like, you know,
right?
Then there's a problem. But like, I think with just like texting, like it's not as bad.
Actually, kind of off the cuff question. This might be simple. Do you think the laws, like as is, like need some sort of change in regards to these kind of things?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not. I have no idea what the laws are now.
To be fair, neither do I.
Okay. So, I mean, maybe if they're bad, they should be changed, but I don't know. To be honest, that's a question I can't answer.
Right. Don't you want to be a lawyer?
Yeah, but well, guess what? I haven't studied yet. So.
Yeah, I haven't studied Ace Attorney. But anyways, thank you so much for being on the channel and stuff. I really appreciate it. I don't know if this has influenced anybody's opinions or helped support my cause, but it's worth it regardless, I assure you. Thank you. Okay, that was Devil Nar on YouTube. That's YouTube. Devil Nar. That's one word, I believe. Devil Nar. Okay. He doesn't like even upload. He might have the world's record for having the most videos, coming back videos rather. So I hate to waste any more of your time. I've given you all I know about the Callmecarson situation. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe. If you have a disagreement with me or you do agree, please let me know down in the comments down below. If you're new here, please subscribe. I do this essentially for free at the moment anyway. I don't have a Patreon or shit like that. I'm too small and nobody would really care, especially at this rate, right? Just share the video, subscribe, turn on the bell, I guess. You know, I don't know what else to say. Don't harass anybody again. I know I said that, I put that at the beginning of all my videos, but I do mean it, because it only brings problems, right? So, anyways, with all that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. God bless your soul. Stay rad. Don't be radicalized. And I am signing off. Peace.